Have you ever felt like you had to grow up too soon? Like the weight of adult responsibilities fell on your shoulders as a child? You might have experienced parentification, a hidden but very common form of emotional neglect that affects millions. But the good news, there is a way to heal and reclaim your inner child. Hello, I'm Sinta Ebersohn, a post-traumatic growth specialist and resilience coach with decades of experience of helping people transform their most challenging life experiences into personal growth. In this video, I'm going to dive into parentification, a phenomenon that often goes unnoticed, but it leaves deep emotional scars. I've worked with countless clients who've experienced it, helping them to not only understand its effects, but also to overcome them and to thrive in all aspects of their lives. So what exactly is parentification? It's when a child is forced to take on the role of a parent or a caregiver, often because their own parents are unavailable, emotionally immature, or dealing with personal issues like addiction or mental illness, or even financial instability. There are two types of parentification. Emotional parentification, which is when a child is responsible for the emotional well-being of the parent or other family members. And then there's instrumental parentification, when a child takes on practical responsibilities such as cooking, cleaning, or caring for younger siblings. Parentification can rob the child of their childhood and put immense pressure on them, leading to issues like anxiety, low self-esteem, and even difficulties in forming healthy relationships later in life. You might be wondering why I'm so passionate about this topic. Over the years, I've studied psychology, sociology, and human behavior extensively, and through my work with Get Up and Grow and other projects, I've helped parents and families navigate the complex emotions tied to experiences like parentification. I also have lived experience myself of being parentified. So my expertise as a resilience practitioner and trauma debriefing specialist has allowed me to mentor individuals dealing with long-term effects of parentification. And I've seen firsthand how understanding this dynamic can lead to profound healing. Parentified children often become adults who are incredibly responsible, empathetic, and independent, qualities that may seem positive on the surface. But beneath these traits lie feelings of guilt, resentment, and emotional exhaustion. These adults may struggle with a wide range of challenges, including setting boundaries. They often feel obligated to help others at their own expense, and they find it difficult to say no. Even when they're overwhelmed, they might have difficulty trusting others because they were forced to rely on themselves from an early age, and they may have difficulty trusting others to take care of things or share emotional burdens. They might also have difficulty prioritizing their own needs. Many parentified adults feel guilty when focusing on their own needs, believing that they should always put others first. They also feel overwhelmed by responsibility. Even in adulthood, they may feel the constant pressure to fix everything or, from family problems to work issues, and that leads to burnout. They might suppress their emotions because parentified children often learn to hide their own emotions so that they can support others, and that can result in emotional numbness or even an inability to express feelings as adults. They often have a fear of failure. They may carry an intense fear of failure or making mistakes because they grew up feeling responsible for maintaining stability in their family. They might also have difficulty relaxing or having fun. Now, having been in a caregiving role during childhood, many parentified adults struggle with guilt or discomfort when they're trying to relax or even when they're enjoying themselves. They might also feel resentful or angry because over time, the unspoken burden of responsibility can really lead to resentment toward other family members, even though they may struggle to express it. Parentified children might also have difficulty asking for help as adults because they are so used to being the caregiver that they find it nearly impossible to ask for help when they need it. And another common attribute is perfectionism. They may develop perfectionistic tendencies, believing that everything they do must be flawless to prevent chaos or to prevent disappointment. And parentified children also often have trouble with intimacy. Emotionally, they might struggle to connect deeply with others, feeling vulnerable or fearing vulnerability, or feeling that they need to be the strong one at all times. And finally, in their adult relationships, they may continue to take on the role of the caretaker because that's what they're used to. And that leads to imbalanced partnerships where their own needs are often neglected again. I had a client, John, who grew up looking after his younger siblings because his single mother worked multiple jobs. While it made him responsible, it also left him emotionally drained and disconnected from his peers. And John came to me feeling burnt out in his relationships, constantly putting others' needs before his own. So recognizing parentification is the first step towards healing. Many people don't even realize that they've been parentified until they notice certain patterns in their adult lives. They're always feeling like they have to fix everything, or they're struggling to relax, or they're even resenting their loved ones for the burden that they carried in childhood. Healing from parentification is possible, and it starts with acknowledging your past and giving yourself permission to set boundaries and to prioritize self-care. Here are 12 steps you can take to start your healing journey. Recognize the patterns. Understand how parentification has shaped your behavior, your relationships, and your emotions. Awareness is the first step to change. Then learn to say no without guilt. It's okay to prioritize your own needs and stop overextending yourself. So set those boundaries. And seek therapy. Working with a professional such as myself or another therapist or a counselor can help you to process those emotions that are tied to the parentification and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Also, please cultivate self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Remember, you did the best you could in a very difficult situation. So give yourself permission to put yourself first sometimes. You can also reparent yourself. This involves giving yourself the nurturing and the emotional support that you did not receive as a child. So practice self-soothing and self-care and treat yourself as you would have wanted to be treated. Also, allow yourself to be vulnerable. It's okay to need help and support. Allow yourself to express your feelings and to be vulnerable with people that you trust, rather than always playing the role of the strong one or the caretaker. You can also build a support network, and this is very valuable. Surround yourself with people who support you, who encourage your growth, and who respect your boundaries. Very important. Having a reliable support system can be a major step in healing. And please release your guilt. Let go of any guilt that is associated with not fixing everything or putting your own needs first ever. You are not responsible for everyone's well-being. Engage in self-reflection. And if you are here and you're part of my Get Up and Grow community, this is something you do anyway. But journaling, meditation, or mindfulness practices can help you to explore your thoughts and your feelings. These tools will help you to identify how parentification has influenced your life and where you want to make some changes. Redefine your relationships. So assess your current relationships and adjust the roles where it's necessary. You don't have to continue being the emotional, practical caregiver in all of your relationships, whether it's your family or your friends or even your partner. Also practice saying no, and this ties to setting boundaries. Start practicing to say no to requests or situations that drain your energy. Begin with small instances and gradually work up to bigger ones. But as you gain confidence in asserting your needs, say no. You're allowed to say no. And finally, engage in play and fun. Like I always say, indulge in the joy. Reconnect with parts of your childhood that you might have missed out on, and allow yourself to engage in fun, joy, and playfulness without the burden of responsibility. This will help you to reclaim a part of your emotional freedom. John, my client, gradually learned to let go of the guilt that he carried for prioritizing his own needs. And with resilience coaching and therapy, he began to set healthy boundaries, both in his personal relationships and at work. Why is this healing process so important? Because unresolved parentification can perpetuate unhealthy family dynamics. If you're always the fixer or the caretaker, you might unknowingly pass that burden on to the next generation. So healing yourself is not only a gift for you, but to your children and to future relationships. And if you're a parent, it's crucial to be mindful of these dynamics in your own home. So here are 12 ways to avoid parentifying your children and to promote a healthy family environment. First of all, share responsibility fairly. It's okay for children to have chores, but make sure they're age appropriate and don't overwhelm them with adult level responsibilities. Encourage emotional expression. Allow your children to express their feelings without burdening them with your own feelings. So you create an emotional, safe space where they can share openly and freely. And as a parent, it's so important that we model healthy boundaries. Demonstrate what it looks like to prioritize self-care while still maintaining family responsibilities. Children learn by observing how you balance your own needs. And as you may well know already, I have a great online course on boundaries that you can do fairly quickly in your own time at your own pace. Check out the link. It will be in the description below. Then avoid using your child as a confidant. Children should not be expected to provide emotional support for adult problems. Turn to other adults or professionals for support rather than relying on the child, please. Foster independence in your children. Encourage them to develop age-appropriate skills and independence, but be careful not to push them into roles that require them to take on adult responsibilities too early. Set clear roles in your family. Make sure that the roles and responsibilities in your family are clear and that children understand their job is to be children, not caretakers, and also not mediators in the conflict between their parents. Very important to balance chores and play. While chores are important, make sure your children have plenty of time to play, for creativity, and just to relax, because this helps to maintain a healthy childhood. Be mindful of adult conversations. Avoid involving your children in adult conversations, especially about financial problems, relationship conflicts, or other stressors. Shield them from those unnecessary burdens. Remember, they are only children. And then also provide emotional support, not dependency. There's a difference. Offer guidance and emotional support without making your child feel responsible for your own happiness or well-being. Ensure that they know you are there for them, not the other way around. Empower problem-solving skills. Teach your children how to solve problems appropriate to their age, but avoid putting them in situations where they have to manage or solve adult issues. And also encourage them to ask for help. Show your children that it's okay to ask for help and that everyone, including adults, needs support sometimes. This models healthy vulnerability. And finally, validate their childhood experience. Reassure your children that it's okay to be a kid. They don't have to grow up too fast or take on responsibilities beyond their years. Let them enjoy their youth. If this resonates with you and you're ready to begin your healing journey, I encourage you to join our community Get Up and Grow, where we offer support, guidance, and resources to help you overcome those deep-rooted challenges. You don't have to carry this weight alone. Remember, healing from parentification is not only possible, but it's necessary for living a fulfilled, balanced life. Don't let your past define your future. Take that first step today.